What's going on, guys? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs, and today we're going to talk shape distortion.
Dreadlabs.
So I haven't been doing a lot of Illustrator tutorials lately, so I wanted to dive into some cool distortion effects and how I use them in Illustrator. So the first one that I want to discuss is the Ruffin Effect. So let's just drag in a shape from our Dread Shapes package, and I can show you what I mean. So let's just pick this one because it's rather clean, and align it. Okay, so now that we have the shape, I wanted to show you guys some effects onto how to roughen these edges without using Photoshop or any displacement maps or whatever. So you're gonna go to effects here, then click on Distort and Transform, and then click on Roughen. So as you can see, this looks really bad. So what I wanted to do is I'm gonna go to Absolute, then I want to lower the size to about 1 pixel and increase the detail. So as you can maybe see or maybe not see because it's kind of small, but if I click OK here with the settings of 1 pixel on absolute with 40 distortions per inch or whatever, we're clicking OK, and then when I deselect, you can actually see that the edges are kind of jaggedy. And this is a really nice effect that you can apply to your shapes to roughen them up a bit. And if you combine this with the Photoshop filter box blur, you can actually achieve some pretty realistic edges, basically. So let's go to the next one. So another effect that I use, you might have seen me doing this on a live stream, but I'm gonna try and change this with the Ruffin effect and some other things, and try to change it into a horror / metal, death metal effect real quick. So this one's really easy if you're not experienced in drawing these kinds of effects yourself, and if you just want to try out if something will look good in a certain font or not. So I got my font here and I outlined it already. So so we're gonna go down to Effect, Warp, Arc. And what you want to do is you want to decrease the vertical value here. And as you can see, it gets kind of hectic already. But if we lower the bend in here, you can actually try to achieve this like extended type or whatever. I'm not sure if there's an actual name for this. Anyway, we're going to click on OK. And then we're going to go to Effect, Distort and Transform, and Roughen again. And like in the other one, we're just gonna add some detail in there, clicking on absolute and add the detail and move it to, well, not to 30, maybe to 20. And if you want to make this effect even more drastic, you can just go to Window, Appearance, and then click your effects and add them in however what you want to do with them. So I want to decrease my effect and make it a little bit more subtle. So I'm going to click on 3 pixels and yeah, I'm going to leave this at 20. And you can do the same thing with your arc. When you select the shape and you go to the appearance panel and you click on your arc, you can just decrease the value and customize it however you want it. So if you're done and you want to actually use this as a shape without like the effects applied to them, you go to Object and then Expand Appearance, which gives you the actual vector file. So another way to add even more detail to your shapes is combining some of these effects. So I got my other shape here from the Dread Shapes package, and we're going to go down to Effect, Distort and Transform, and then on Zigzag. And we're going to change this to Smooth. And we're going to add some ridges per segment, so maybe 10, and lower the amount of pixels. So when you get this, you can see some distortion going on, but it's kind of, it's not really random. It's, as you can see. So what you want to do is you're going to select this again, and then apply the Ruffin effect, and we're going to add some of the similar effects that we already did. So 3 and 30. And there we have some really distorted shape combined with the zigzag and the Ruffin filters. And you can use this, for example, when making like a super weird ink bleed or some crunchy papers or whatever. So yeah, I suggest you would be experimenting with this kind of style and combining them with some distress filters in Photoshop to get an optimized, to get the best distortion effects basically, and to get them as realistic as possible. I hope you enjoyed this quick tip, and I'll see you in the next video.